Hello everyone, welcome back to Fur and Feathers. So this morning we're looking at my next project. My next project is my dining room. The flooring that I put down was this stick down tile, like a vinyl tile. And it's been down a couple of years, and when I put it down, butted the joints up against each other, and everything was looking great. Don't know if we've had some earth settlement or if it's some new addition to the house, because this was not the original part of our house. Maybe it's settling, I'm not sure, but anyway, over the time we've come into this problem here. So these two joints were butted against each other when I put them down, and over time we've got cracks in them. And my floors are not normally this nasty. I've been ripping up this flooring. My dining room is, I think it's 15 by 15. And so I've got half of it ripped up. I've got the wall half here ripped up. And I got plastic down as an underlayment. The black part that you see here is tar paper, actually, underneath my vinyl strips. So I've got half of the dining room ripped up. I'm gonna only do half of it at the time because I've got a refrigerator that's in here that is very heavy. It is on wheels, but I'm just gonna slide it from side to side. And then I've got my stove in here that weighs a tad bit smaller, a tad bit lighter than a Volkswagen. That thing is very heavy, so once I get some help to get it up on the jack, I'll move it over to the new side that I'll have my new flooring down, and just kind of shimmy it back and forth. So that's why I'm only doing half of the room at a time. I'd love to do all of it at one time, but it just can't happen that way. So I'm not going back with this stick down stuff here. It was cheap, probably the cheapest of the line. It worked, but this is a high traffic dining room here, and I need something that's going to be pretty sturdy. I thought about laminate, but I don't like laminate. If you drop water on the cracks on the seams, it tends to swell and it's just not good. So anyway, I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to put down on the flooring, and I've got an idea. So let's go through the kitchen, and Baxter is about to have a conniption. Let me let him in. He's wanting to come in. Come in, Baxter. Say hello, Baxter. Hello. Oh, good joy. All right. Sadie's taking her little afternoon nap. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm working out here in the garage because it's cold and windy. And Baxter, you're not coming in and out now. I told you that. He will follow me wherever I go. So I'm working in the garage because I'm going to have to work out of the elements. It's very windy today. So this is what I've decided I'm going to put down. I'm going to try it this way. If it doesn't work, then I'll do something different. But this is plywood. It's 15/32 thick plywood. And I'm going to put it down whole sheet at the time. I'm going to see how well it does. If it does not do what I want it to do, I'll take it back out, stick it on my table saw, and I'll cut it in strips. Probably, I'd say 12 to 16 inches wide strips, and put it down like hardwood flooring. But I like to just put it down straight like it is. So I don't know if you can tell. Surely you can see the wood grains in this sheet of plywood. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to torch it. I am a fan of torching. I love it. I love to see the grains pop when you torch it. And so I'm going to torch this. It's going to take 8 sheets of plywood to cover my whole entire dining room. I'll have them all out here on the truck with now a cat on them. Ooh, that's great. So I've got all my sheets of plywood here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do one and put it down and see how it looks. I hate to torch all of them and then something happen and I've wasted all that propane. So I'm going to let you kind of watch. If you'll see the the writing here. I'm trying to find my orbital sander. It is somewhere. Someone has borrowed it, and so I'm trying to locate that now. But I started torching over this, and it seems to be covering it up pretty well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and continue to torch over that. If it covers it up, fine. If it doesn't, then I'll come back a little later and sand it back off. The worst case scenario is I'll sand off the torched area in that little spot, and I'll have to retorch it, which is really no big deal. So I'm gonna show you how this works. Popping. I don't know if you can hear it or not. But the reason that it's popping is because it's got a little bit of sap left in it, so it's not completely dry. And when I do torch it, I can see it almost flames up a little bit when it's like in a knot area here, to where the heat almost catches it on fire, but it's not. So I think that's going to turn out really, really good. I'm going to go ahead and finish doing this whole sheet. It'll take me just a little bit to do that. I'm not going to bore you to death. I'll show you the end result once I'm done here, and see what you think. Stay tuned. All right, I have completed one sheet of plywood of the torched. Looks like it turned out pretty well for an amateur that don't know what she's doing, AKA dumb old girl. Okay, so I did try to torch over the stamp ink here, and it did not work very well. So what I'm gonna do is when I get my orbital sander, it is at work with Larry right now in the Pathfinder. So once I get that back to the house, I'll just take my orbital sander and then just sand over this little area right here, and then I can just retorch it. It won't be anything, any trouble. So, and that's the only stamped that it was. We got a little bit of a green streak here, but that could be the wood. This is pine, so it could very well be just in the wood. Now Sadie's wanting out. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this sheet of plywood in the house, and I'm alone, so this is gonna be interesting to see if I can get this in the door. But I'm gonna go ahead and get it in, and I'll be back to show you what it looks like on the floor. Pretty good. For the first one, get you up here so you can see it. Got it all screwed down. So you want to make sure that it's screwed down all over the edges, and I did. I screwed it down next to the wall, all the way around the perimeter, and then I went up the middle and put a couple of screws in that. And so I've got the first board down, and it looks great, I think. You may think different, and that's okay. We all have our opinions. So I'm going to go finish. I'm going to do another couple, and maybe I'll have some help to bring them in the house, because that was a little tricky trying to bring that 4x8 sheet of plywood in the house by myself. And the cats don't help me a bit. Oakley, why don't you help me? You try, don't you, baby? This is my newest baby. This is the one that I found on the side of the road a couple months ago, 6 or so months ago. And she's a very tiny little kitty, but she loves to be inside, especially at nighttime. She's about the only one that comes in anymore. And, well, they all like to come in, but not allowed. So, anyway, there's your fur for the fur and feathers, because this is not very furry or feathery. All right, so stay tuned, and I'll video as I progress with this project. Hop up. Hop up. Come here. Come here. Come here. Sadie approves. All right, so half of us is down. Looks pretty good. Next will be the polyurethane. I'm fixing to put a coat of that on right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and vacuum the floor really good because I had to cut out for the vent hole here. And I've got a good bit of sawdust all over the floor, so I'm gonna go ahead and vacuum that real good, and may even Swiffer it, get all the dust particles off of it, and then I'm gonna stick a coat of paint on, or a coat of polyurethane on tonight, and let it dry, and then first thing in the morning I'll put another coat on. Okay, so I'm back and we're putting down the polyurethane now. I'm using the Minwax polyurethane. It's the fast drying, and it's actually just the regular poly. It's not the floor poly, and this is oil base. You do want to get oil base paint or poly because it sticks to the grains a little bit better with the in the wood. The water base seems to, it doesn't stick as well. It doesn't coat as well, just from my experience. And I do not use the floor poly because it leaves like an amber yellowish color to your floor, and I don't like that. I've used the regular polyurethane and I've used the floor polyurethane throughout my house. I'm just not a fan of the floor poly. It's probably something that's magnificent about it that makes it better than the regular poly, but I've yet to see it. I figured that, you know, using the regular polyurethane on wood floors, it wouldn't last as long, but I'm finding that the floor poly doesn't last as long as the regular poly does on the floor. So with that being said, this can of polyurethane was like $45 and the floor polyurethane was $68. So it's a little bit cheaper. I think it's a little bit better. It doesn't leave the gold yellow tint to your flooring. I mean, if your floor was already like a gold or a brown, it probably wouldn't matter, but mine's not. So I just like it. It's just a preference. So I've already got some poured up into my paint can here, and I'm just gonna coat my roller. I just have a regular nap roller, nothing spectacular here. I'm gonna put kind of a thick coat on for now, the first coat. And you're probably not going to be able to really tell a difference with this one, but once I do the second coat, you'll probably be able to tell a little bit of a difference. Like I say, this is oil base, so it's got fumes to it. EOC, I think, is the way they grade the fumes. I don't even know what it is. We just make sure we have plenty of ventilation. And I'm going to open that window right there. It is a little chilly this morning. It was chilly when I went out to milk this morning. Had a little bit of frost. Nothing really major for January. Just go ahead and crack that so I can get to it. That's actually one of our windows that came out of our old house before the tornado. We tried to reuse everything we could reuse in our damaged house. Try to save a little bit of money. And that window is a little bit tight. I don't know where it was in the original house, but that window has always been a little bit tight, so it takes all I've got to open it and close it. But it works. So I've got one coat on, and let's do this. Okay. So I've got one coat of polyurethane on the floor. And this is gloss, I believe. Let me look. Warm gloss. Not just gloss, but warm gloss. Okay. That means it's going to be warm in the wintertime. So this looks pretty good. Of course, I'm going to put another coat on. I'm going to stick a fan on in here so it'll hurry up and dry it. Plus, I've got my window open over there and let some ventilation in so it's not so fumy in here. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I'll probably not put another coat on right now because I got to move that big stove over there. It's cast iron. Fully cast iron, so it's very heavy. And so we've decided last night that I'd put one coat of polyurethane on this wood floor, and then I would roll the stove over there onto the new floor and rip up this floor here, and then put down the wood floor in this area here, and then completely finish it, and then we would roll that stove back over to where it lives right there and be done. And then I could come back just in case we mess up any of the flooring, this new flooring over here. I can go back and fix it and then put a full coat of polyurethane on that and then be done. So, kind of changing plans because I have to do when I've got help, and I cannot move that stove by myself. So that's the plan. So just stay tuned and we'll follow along. All right, you're looking at the end product. This is a glare coming from the window. It has been 24 hours since I put the last coat of polyurethane on. So I started out with a oil base, put 2 coats of that on, and then I finished up with a modified oil base. It has linseed oil and other oils in it that's good for your floors. So hopefully it'll last for a little while until I get tired of it and want to rip it up and do it again. Put something else down. So I'm about to put my dining room table back in and my chairs and all that good stuff. I believe we're complete. I have buffed it. I have taken a it's a sponge, but it's a very fine grit sponge. Kind of buffs your finished wood product, and I have buffed all of the flooring to get any kind of burrs off of it or any kind of rough spots. It sands it down without giving it an abrasion to the floor. All right, thank y'all for joining me on another winter project. Moving on to the next one now. Y'all have a great day.